Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Rocky, most of your advisory work has happened over a 2 or 3 year period. What happens at the end of your term?
Well, I think it depends on the advisory board you're on, but most are startup companies. And so what ends up happening is you're helping them in that startup phase. You're helping them start to develop that answer. Who are we? What do we stand for? What are the things we're not going to compromise as an organization? What are we trying to create here, in this startup situation? And you're helping them through that process. At some point, then they become an organization that may need a board. And so what ends up happening is that a role and responsibility transitions into more of a traditional board responsibility.
So let's talk about that a little bit more. What metrics or measurements do you use to determine what types of advisory services they need, when it's time to transition from an advisory board to a formal director board and stuff of that ilk?
Well, I think what ends up happening is you really start to dive into the strategic plan. And where are you with that strategic plan? And what are the milestones that were set? For example, in the early days, you're raising capital, you're making sure you have what you need from a working capital perspective to grow the business. And then you start to hit those stage gates. Okay, we're break even. Took us 18 months and now we're beginning to grow our business. And so what are the next steps in that growth? And are you starting to hit those metrics that you laid out when you put together the strategic vision of the organization?